Okay, guys, let's get started. So, I would like you guys to introduce yourself. Tell me about your brief introduction, your IT experience, and your expectation from this Intune training, starting from Sudhakar.
Yeah, hi Kasif. This is Sudhakar. I am from Andhra Pradesh. I'm having around 1+ years of work experience as a Windows Server administrator. Now I would like to change my domain in Microsoft Intune. I could see this is a fast booming technology in non-coding sector. That's
Okay,
why I'm planning to hear.
thank you for the introduction, Sudhakar. Alina.
Yes, I appreciate
Mm,
it.
yeah, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Alina from Malacres. I have just six in computer applications and bachelor in finance and currently working.
I'm not able to hear your voice properly. You have completed your bachelor's, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and you do not have any IT experience. Is that right?
No, yeah, I just know basic of some HTML, that's it.
Okay, and you have basic computer knowledge, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, Alina.
No, that's
Venkatesh.
Yeah. Hi friends. My name is Venkatesh. I worked as an assistant engineer in a cement plant for 9 years. Now, actually, that plant was closed now. So I changed my domain to IT. So I joined this course. That's it.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, Venkatesh. Anil.
Yeah, hi. This is Anil. I have 10 years experience as a Windows admin. Also, I
Mhm.
joined this course to change my domain.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, Kumar.
Hey, hi all. Good morning all. Myself Kumar. I have 4 years of experience in SCCM administrator. So now currently working in Cognizant. So I have to move to the domain Intune to SCC.
Okay, so you would like to learn Intune as well, right?
Yes, Kash.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you for the introduction, everyone. Um, now, I welcome you all to this Microsoft Intune training. Now, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kashif. I am from Mumbai, India. I have somewhere around 15 years of practical IT experience. I work as architect, wherein I design and implement technologies for organizations. I have expertise on various technologies like Intune, SCCM, Active Directory, etc. I have completed my master's from in information technology, and I am a Microsoft certified professional. I have expertise, teaching experience, total 10 years of teaching experience, wherein I have trained more than 40,000 students globally. This is my um, email address and website address. So that's about me, guys. Let me take you to the next slide, which talks about Microsoft Intune, MDM, and MAM. Now, first understand this Microsoft Intune started in 2010. Now, what is Intune? Now, Intune is a mobile device management and mobile application management. So you can basically manage mobile devices and manage mobile applications. Now, using Intune, you can manage various devices. Like you can manage Android devices, right? iOS devices, iPhone, iPad. You can manage MacBook and Linux operating system. And the most important one is the Windows, right? Windows 10 and Windows 11. So you can manage Windows 10 desktop, Windows uh, Windows 10, Windows 11 desktop and laptops, plus virtual machines. You can manage uh, Android devices, iOS, iPad, iPhone, Mac devices, and Linux devices. So all these devices you can enroll into Intune and you can control these devices, right? Now, similarly, you can manage mobile applications through Intune. For example, you would like to manage Outlook. So you can set some policies for Outlook. So Outlook will be protected. User will not be able to copy data, or user will not be able to send Outlook data to someone else, right? So you can protect the application and you can protect the device. So there are various things we can do in the devices, like device policies, device inventory, device wipeout. You can deploy applications, you can deploy configurations. Similarly, you can deploy application policies, you can wipe application data, application configuration, application services. Now, why do we need to protect the devices? Suppose this is your device. Let's assume this is your Android device. This is your Android device, and in that you have various application like Facebook application, then Instagram, then you have some WhatsApp, right? You are using these applications, right? Now you lost this device today while coming to office or somewhere. You lost this device. What will happen? Somebody will, it might go to some wrong hand, right? Let's say somebody has stolen your device. Now he will see, let's say that device does not have any lock password. That device was unlocked. So the device did not have any lock uh, password to unlock the device. Now, that user, whoever gets the device will be able to access your personal data, right? He will be able to access your Facebook data. He might send some, he might upload some photos or what on your Facebook. Plus, he might send some messages to your friends that I need money. Can you send me some amount on my bank? Something like that, So I'm just giving you an example which is happening these days, right? So he might access your Instagram or WhatsApp and send messages to your friend or your family members. Yeah, So how can you protect the application and you can protect um, the device? So similarly, that is the personal device, right? This is for personal device. Now, similarly, if you are using corporate device, so corporate device, let's say you are accessing some corporate applications here, right? So for example, this is you are using iOS or Android device and you are using corporate data, right? Corporate data. Now, if your device is stolen, so that device will go to some wrong person and he might compromise the corporate data, right? So that is the reason we have to make sure all the devices, whether it is personal or corporate, we should enroll them into Intune, right? Um, and mobile device management and mobile application management. What you will do the moment the device is lost from Intune portal, right? From Intune portal, we will send a policy to wipe the data. So it will everything will be wiped out. Or you can send the policy to delete application, whatever the applications you have, you can delete those applications so that your data is protected plus your mobile device is also protected. You can simply wipe the data, factory reset the device, so data is not compromised. Basically the data is more important, right? So that is the reason we have to make sure our devices and applications both are protected. Now in organizations you will have a branch office, you will have a headquarter and multiple branch offices. For example, Sydney is a branch office, right? Toronto, Dubai, Paris, Berlin, California, Mumbai, London, Chennai, New York. So let's assume that New York is headquarter, and New York headquarter has 3,000 devices. Now you have some branch offices like Mumbai has 20,000 devices. In Mumbai office, for example, the company name is ABC Private Limited. ABC Private Limited. Now this company headquarter is in New York with 3,000 devices in New York. People are using, some of them are using Windows desktop, some of them are using Windows laptop, some of them are using MacBook, right? Some of them are using Android, Mac device, iOS device, and Windows phone. And some of them are using Linux as well. So 3,000 devices are there in New York. Now you have branch offices, other locations like Sydney, Toronto, Dubai, Paris, other locations are branch offices. And in every location you have some devices, like some has 5,000 devices, some has 10,000 devices, some has 2,000 devices. So what we will do, we will enroll all these devices, whatever the devices we have in each location, right? We will enroll them into Intune, right? That is our requirement. Every device will have to be enrolled from each location so that we can control these devices from Intune. So Intune will be managing these devices. Intune will be sending policies that everyone needs to set a password on their devices. Intune will be sending policy to update the device to the latest update, right? So it can send applications. Okay. Intune can deploy applications to the devices. Intune can deploy updates to the devices. Policies. You can deploy policies. You can deploy configuration. You can deploy compliance policies, right? To find out how many devices are compliant, how many devices are non-compliant. You can deploy scripts, okay, etc. So you will have complete control of the devices. So in Intune portal, you will be able to see all those thousands and thousands of devices, and you can control those devices from Intune portal. And everything happens over the internet. We don't need any LAN connection. All the devices will be managed over the internet. Now, Intune services are basically running on Azure Cloud Data Center. What is Azure Data Center? Azure is a public data center which is located in more than 60 countries now. So almost in 60 countries, you will find Azure Cloud Data Center. It is there in India, China, right? Japan, East Asia, Australia, right? Then Brazil, then in South America, North America, then in European countries. So it is there in almost 60 countries. um, Azure data center is present. Now Intune services is running on Intune services are running on Azure data center. So you don't have to build the Intune architecture in your organization. Just like SCCM, what you do, you build servers like Windows Server for SCCM server, and on top of Windows Server, you build primary site server or secondary site server, and then you can manage devices. So that is not like SCCM. It is everything is configured by Microsoft on Azure data center, and they are maintaining it as well. You don't have to maintain anything in Intune. Intune is completely owned by Microsoft, and you just take the subscription. Everything will be done by Microsoft itself. Now, first you understand what is data center. Data center will look like this, like a big building. Inside that building, you will have multiple floors. Okay, so this is the outside view of the data center. So you will have multiple floors. Let's say this has like 10 floors. Now in each floor, you will have multiple rooms. Inside multiple rooms, you will have multiple racks. So this is the outside view of the data center. Now let me show you the inside view of the data center. So inside, you will have multiple floors, and in multiple floors, you will have uh, these containers. Inside containers, you have racks. As you see, this is a container, and you have racks. Each rack, you see, this is one of the rack, and in each rack, you have high configured servers, which has um, a lot of RAM, a lot of memory, a lot of processor, a lot of hard disk. So in each rack, you have multiple. In each rack, you have high configured servers. So when you create your account, suppose if you are in India and you create your account, so you will end up creating your account in India data center. Okay, in one of the racks, for example, this rack is given to you, not the complete rack, but some space from that rack is given to you, so that will be dedicated to you. So for example, this is given to ABC Private Limited. So it is given to ABC Private Limited company. So they are accessing their data from here. Now, for example, somebody else comes, XYZ Private Limited. They need to create their Intune account. So, and they are in India. So probably they will get their account will get created somewhere on the same rack or different rack. Okay. For example, here. So some space will be given to them, and they will be accessing Intune services from here. So everyone will have their separate space. Nobody else. For example, ABC cannot access XYZ data. XYZ data cannot access ABC data. So they will have separate space to access their data. So every location has data center. Depends on your region. If you are in India, you will end up creating your account in India data center. If you are in US, you will be creating your Intune account in US data center. Depends on your region. Now, Intune is basically configured on Azure Service Fabric cluster. So inside Azure, it is configured on Azure Service Fabric cluster. Intune is configured on Azure Service Fabric cluster. Now, what is cluster? Cluster is like a combination of multiple things. Okay, so let's say how many racks are there? How many containers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's assume these 5 containers are, not only 5, but you will have hundreds of containers, thousands of containers. They will become a cluster. Okay, so Intune is configured on Azure Service Fabric cluster. So that means those 1,000 containers are dedicated for Intune. Okay, those 1,000 containers are dedicated for Intune. So Intune services are running on them. Azure Service Fabric cluster. Now, Intune architecture. Now, this is your Intune architecture, which is designed by Microsoft, and you do not have to configure anything here. Everything is done by Microsoft. Microsoft is the one which is adding more and more features here. They are the one which are maintaining this one. They are the one who are responsible for making it, keeping it up and running all the time. They are the one who are responsible for updating this. So you do not have to, you know, um, maintain this architecture and update it. Everything is done by Microsoft itself because it's a SaaS kind of product. SaaS means software as a service, like Gmail. If you don't create your Exchange server for Gmail, you don't configure any um, server. You just create your account in Gmail and you are all set to go. You will start getting emails. Similarly, Intune is like that. Everything is configured in the backend and they are maintaining it. They are keeping a track of it. They are making it live 99% all the time. So all done by Microsoft. You just have to take subscription. So once you take the subscription, you get web console. Through that web console, you can connect to Graph API. Graph API is a communication bridge between you and Intune services. So basically, Intune services will understand Graph API language. So whatever the things which you would like to do on Intune, your data and the configuration will get recorded in Graph API, and Graph API will pass on your information to Intune services. So it can configure devices, it can protect data, it can manage applications, right? So Intune has various integrations as well. Like Intune has integration with Microsoft Entra ID, then SCCM Configuration Manager, then it has integration with various app store like Apple App Store, Google Play Store, Microsoft Store. Then it has integration with Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. Okay, it has integration with Microsoft 365. Then managed Google Play applications. You can manage devices like Windows devices, Mac OS, Android, iOS, iPad, Linux devices. Plus, you can manage applications, right? You can deploy updates to the devices through Windows Update services. So basically, this is done by Microsoft itself, and Microsoft is the one who are maintaining it. Okay. So this is how the Intune architecture is designed by Microsoft. It's a high level diagram, guys. Now, Intune has some competitors. Intune has some competitors. So from different vendors, just like Microsoft, we have other vendors in the market who are making similar product like Intune, like Mobile Iron, Workspace ONE from VMware, IBM Mass 360, Citrix Endpoint Management, F Jam F Pro. This is from Mac itself, Apple. This is from Apple itself. Then Cisco Meraki, SOTI, BlackBerry, Hexnode, then Chanium. These are some of the competitors of Intune. But these are tiny competitors because they are focusing more on iOS and Android devices. So their main focus, they can manage iOS devices and Android devices. But Intune is a monster in front of these tiny competitors. Why? Because Intune it can manage all kind of operating system, all leading operating system, like it can manage Android, it can manage iOS, then MacBook, right? Then Windows. The most important feature of Intune is to manage Windows devices. Windows device management is not present in most of them, not in all of them, but most of them Windows device management is not available in this in these competitors. Okay, like you don't have Windows management in Citrix, you don't have Windows management here in Mobile Iron and Linux devices. You can manage Linux devices as well. So Intune is managing all leading operating system. So that is the reason Intune is implemented almost all big size and medium size organization. Wherever you go, you will find Intune. Almost everywhere. People are migrating from these competitors. So most of the some organizations have this one, Workspace ONE from VMware. Now they are migrating towards Intune. Some organizations have JAMP F and they are now migrating towards Intune. Some organizations have Hexnode, they are migrating towards Intune. So Intune is in great demand after COVID-19. And it has unified management. You can manage various operating systems from Intune. You don't have to go to multiple portals to manage multiple things. Now, why Intune is best choice for organization? Why? Because it is easy to deploy. Okay, you don't have to configure any architecture. You don't need to design anything. It is all done by Microsoft. You just need to take the subscription and you are all set to go. Then it has integration with various Microsoft products like 365, then Entra ID, then Defender, right? Then unified management. In one console, you can manage multiple things. Cloud based SaaS architecture, software as a service. You don't have to manage the architecture. You don't have to design any architecture. It is SaaS architecture, wherein you just create your subscription and you are all set to go. Cost effective. It's very cheap if you compare with the competitors, right? These competitors are little expensive than Microsoft Intune. And Microsoft Intune is giving more features than these competitors. So it's cost effective. Cross platform support, it supports various other operating system like iOS, Android, and others. You can do some automation for efficiency, remote work enablement. You don't have to ask users of your organization to come to office and work. They can work from anywhere. Unlike in SCCM world, we needed to ask, we in SCCM, um, we have to make sure the devices are on the network, okay, on the LAN network. Then only we can manage those devices. But here, people can work from anywhere and we can still manage their devices. We can still deploy policies on their devices. Comprehensive device management, it has various options to manage devices. Various features are there. Security and compliance, to find out how many devices are compliant, how many devices are non-compliant. You can deploy configuration profile to make some changes to the devices. You can deploy applications. Suppose there are, let's say, 500 devices in New York, and we need to install Microsoft Office on these these devices. Microsoft Office, so they don't have to install manually. We can simply deploy this Microsoft Office application from Intune to these 500 devices, and it will get installed on those 500 devices. So application management, conditional access, you can grant access to company resources only on certain condition. Then it has more features than its competitors. The competitors of Intune has less feature than Intune. Simplified device enrollment, that means it is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You don't have to go through a lengthy process to enroll your devices into Intune. Updates and innovation. So Microsoft is updating and adding some more and more features every month to this Intune. You don't have to um, do any modification yourself. Everything is done by Microsoft itself. So these are the factors why Intune is the best choice for organization. Now, why Intune? Why you should learn Intune? Why not any other um, products? For example, why not Tanium? Why not Workspace ONE? So the reason why you should learn Intune, point number one, it's a matured product. So it is there in the market for the past 15 years now. It is there in almost all big size and medium size organizations. Wherever you go, you will find Intune almost everywhere. And that is the reason you have good vacancies, good salary. People are earning somewhere around 50 US dollar per hour. Those who are working as Intune administrator. If you are in India, you can expect a salary of 800,000 Indian rupees. Average salary. These are average salary, guys. Now, who can learn this technology? Anyone from IT or non-IT background can easily learn this one. Okay. Sorry. So even if you have basic computer knowledge, you can easily learn this one. Why? Because you don't have to have any prerequisite. Like in SCCM, we have to learn various things before we start learning SCCM. But Intune does not need any prerequisite. Your basic computer knowledge is sufficient because it is pretty simple and straightforward. So you don't need to learn any programming languages or coding languages. Okay. Resources are available online in case if you are stuck somewhere while accessing Intune, you can simply Google it out and you will have hundreds of websites which will guide you how to fix issues in Intune related issues. And it's a good career path. You can make your career in Intune as Intune level 1, level 2, level 3, right? Something like that. So, and it is very easy to learn. Okay, easy to learn. Not like SCCM or other complex technologies. Now we'll talk about Intune licensing. So you need to take proper license from Microsoft to implement this technology in organizations. For example, I have 5,000 devices in my organization. 5,000. Some devices are in India, some are in London, some are in New York, right? Multiple region. Now I have to enroll these devices and manage these devices through Intune. So in order to manage these devices from Intune, you need to purchase this one. This product is not free. You need to purchase this product. So it's a subscription based license. So either you go with this Microsoft 365 suite license, or you can go with standalone license or Microsoft Enterprise Mobility plus Security Suite license. So either you go with suite license, which wherein Intune is already included, or you can take the standalone. The standalone will cost you somewhere around $8 per user per month. Okay. So how much you will have to pay for it? 8 multiplied by 5. So it's gonna be $40,000. $40,000 per month you will have to pay to manage your 5,000 devices. So the organization will have to pay around 40,000 US dollar to manage 5,000 devices. But if you would like to take this suite license, then you will have to pay extra, because suite license contains multiple other things as well. Like it can office product, you can activate office product, you can activate Windows operating system, right? There are various other things which you can activate. So generally in production environment, we take Microsoft 365 suite license, either E3 or E5. Okay, guys. Any question from anyone? Hmm? You guys have any question?
Hello,
Yes.
Kashif bhai. What my doubt is, if I am registering with iOS or macOS device,
Hmm.
what are the licenses I have to take to register in Intune?
Okay. Before I take the question, let me show you this one, lab setup. Now, you guys are going to um, take this training, right? So you need to have Intune lab setup. Each one of you will have to have Intune lab in your computer. So basically, you need to have minimum this configuration. Uh, Either you need to have a desktop, right? Desktop, or you need to have laptop. That should be Windows 10 or Windows 11 or Mac OS. So the minimum configuration is you need to have 8 GB RAM, 4 core processor, and 100 GB hard disk space on your computer. That is the minimum requirement on your computer. Either you have a desktop or a laptop. Second requirement is you need to have a Visa or Master credit card or debit card. Credit card or debit card. And the third requirement is you need to have Android or iOS phone, mobile phone. So this is the basic requirement for lab setup. So once you have this, you know, if you have this configuration, what we will do, we will create virtual machine in the computer. So we'll create virtual machine here, and then that virtual machine we will be enrolling into Intune, and we will be managing that machine from Intune. Similarly, we will manage this device, your iPhone or Android, from Intune. We'll deploy some applications here. So we'll deploy some policies here to see how it goes. That's the lab setup requirement, guys. Now, what was the question? Sorry.
What are the licenses to be taken while registering with iOS or any other devices?
So we have either you go with suite license, enterprise mobility or security, or you take Microsoft 365 or a standalone. Anything will work. Got it?
Okay.
You
Then
can
what?
manage, you can enroll Mac devices, you can manage enroll Linux devices, you can enroll iOS, Android, Windows, all kind of devices in these licenses. Yes, go ahead.
Mm, mm. What is the compliance license and the configuration license? Compliance policy and configuration policy.
Configuration profile is like a group policy. Okay. So suppose you have hundreds of computers or hundreds of mobile devices. Now 100 devices are there, or 1000 devices, or 10,000 devices are there. I need to make sure that these devices have some restriction. For example, user cannot go to control panel. So that is what, that's a restriction. So user cannot open control panel. So we can create a configuration profile and apply that policy on these 100 devices. So the configuration profile will get applied and user will not be able to access what? The control panel. Suppose I have to deploy a policy that user need to set a strong password. The password length should be 15 character. It should be, alphanumeric. And it should have some special character at the rate or hash symbol, something like that. And one capital letter should be there. Right? So we can deploy a configuration profile and that will get applied to the device. User will be enforced to choose a password of 15 character with some special character with some um, capital letter and digit. Now compliance. Compliance is to find out whether the device is compliant or non-compliant. Suppose I would like to make sure all the device has latest version of Google Chrome. Google Chrome, let's say 100 is the latest version. Now, if Google Chrome 100 or greater than 100 is installed in the devices, then it will be considered as compliant. If the devices have less than 100 version, let's say 99 or 98, 97 version, then they will be marked as non-compliant. Clear? Hmm?
Yeah, clear.
Any other question from anyone? No question?
Yeah, I have one more doubt.
Hmm.
If I'm working in Intune, what is my role to register these devices?
So it depends on your depends on organization to organization. So suppose you join Intune level 1 team, right?
Yeah, okay.
Intune level 1. So generally Intune level 1 is responsible to do the enrollment, right? Enrollment of the devices. So they will help users to enroll and unenroll their devices and unenroll. They will make sure whether license is given to the user or not. Okay, license. So they will give assign or unassigned license, Intune license to the user. Then they are responsible to reset password of the devices in case user forgot the password, right? Reset. forgot the password of their devices, so they will reset the password. So if somebody calls and say, hey, my device is lost, I lost my device, can you wipe the data? So they will be responsible to deploy the to wipe the devices, the factory reset the devices, right? They will be responsible to take remote control, they will remote into the devices and troubleshoot Intune related issues. This is first level support. Second level support, wherein your Intune expertise, you will have to deploy applications. So level 2, you need to deploy applications, you need to deploy updates, right? You need to deploy policies, right? You need to deploy configuration. Okay, there are various things which you will be doing, but you will not be directly interacting with the user. L1 support is the one who will be interacting with users, but our training is based on L2 and L3. So complete L2 will be covered in this training, and we will be talking about L3, the advanced level as well, so that you can um, acquire this knowledge and easily uh, deploy applications, updates, policies, configuration in your work profile. So after learning this Intune training, after completing this Intune training, you should be able to join as L2. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear.
Any other question from anyone? No question? Okay. So you guys need to um, send me a message on this number that if you would like to continue from tomorrow, if you are interested to take this uh, training from tomorrow onwards, send me a message on this number that you are interested. I will send you the enrollment details and payment details so that you can make payment on this one. Okay, guys. Any question from anyone? Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow, 7 a.m. India time, 7 to 8. So every day we are starting the session at 7 a.m. So today was the first session. So we will have to um, we will do theory and practical. I'll give you assignments. I'll give you live scenario examples so that you will be able to connect what happens in the production environment. I'll try to simulate it as a production environment. Now, after the training, if you are interested to take Microsoft exam, then MD 102 exam is there, which you can take and become certified. Okay, I will guide you how to prepare for this exam. So 7 to 8 we are doing every day. And those who are interested to continue from tomorrow, send me a message on this number, WhatsApp message. Okay. Any question before we wrap it up? Okay, guys, we'll meet tomorrow. Bye now. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.